point at me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ayana Leonidas Cisneros. My grandma always told me that if I were to ever speak publicly, to make sure that I said my name as if I was getting in trouble. It's crazy to believe that my high school years have come to an end. It feels like just yesterday I was getting out as an 8th grader, or I was getting lost in these halls as an 8th grader. It's exciting, but it is also very scary. I wasn't too sure on what I was going to talk about, and whether or not I was going to try to be funny, but that probably would have ended really poorly. I decided I'd tell you all about the things I've learned as a high schooler. Number 1, high school kind of sucks. There's a lot of different things that happen. Breakups, ACTs, bad grade, crappy teachers, but not you though, Mrs. Hamill, you're a good one. There's 1,000 more things I could say, and I'm sure you could too. Number 2, high school isn't that bad. You make friends, get into college, you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Bonfires, late nights on the weekends, those are some of the good things that we experience about high school. Number 3.
It's windy.
Number 3. Don't let your situations at home or people define you. This was a big one for me. I didn't want to be known as the gangbanger's daughter. I didn't want to be known as the annoying girl who never shut up. For a long time, I let those words define me. I let what people think about my dad define me, or when people said I was annoying define me. I wanted to be myself, but I didn't really know how to. Now I know who I am, I think. Please be you, always, because that's the most important thing. Number 4, I was put here for a purpose. You were put here for a purpose. Whether to be part of NBC, or an engineer, or a teacher, you have a purpose whether you think so or not. Number 5, don't just stay within your friend group. Just these past few weeks, I've become closer with people in this class that I used to be close to or wouldn't have imagined being close to. I'm glad that you made us move tables, Coach, because now we've all become friends in different ways, and that's really cool. There are things I would have changed about my high school career and some things I wouldn't have. Altogether, what has happened to me these past 5 years has got me to where I am in this moment in front of all of you. Each of you have impacted my life somehow, whether in this class or outside of it. Each of you have something special about you. You all have passions, talents, flaws. It makes you you. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. Don't let anyone tell you you aren't good enough, because you are. I will miss this class, and I will miss your faces. My last words to you are to live life to the fullest, but don't live it foolishly. I'm out.
My name is Emily Bass, and I am a failure with a capital F. Most graduate speeches would be about inspiring individuals and following your dreams. This one happens to be about failure and all the tears it took to get to this exact moment. So let's go back to the beginning. I was born on Friday the 13th in the middle of a blizzard. I made it through elementary school with 1 broken leg, made it through middle school with about 50 therapy appointments, and finally high school with lots and lots of sleep. These seem to be the makings of a failure, but failing isn't necessarily a bad thing, and so I present the benefits of failing. Number 1, facing your fears. Fear can destroy your willpower. Situations that you desperately want to go right can go very, very wrong. This is where you admit your mistakes, leverage your fear, harness it, keep pursuing, and don't give up. Number 2, freedom. Succeeding can be fake, and what I mean by that is there can be a facade of invincibility. Failing can destroy your facade and make you vulnerable. Accepting that vulnerability is an act of humility, a characteristic that will get you very far in life. Number 3, character. What do you do in the face of a hard decision? Do you crumble or do you stand your ground? All of these things listed are true and have helped me be where I am today, and it's all because of failure. I haven't failed at everything though. I have amazing friends, a very special family moved to Holland, Michigan last year, and I've become the greatest friends I've ever had, and I'm very thankful for them. I have a loving family, my mom, my dad, and my sister, a support group consisting of my closest people, my Young Life Club, and all the girls in it. Thank you for not judging me for how much I eat at Campaigners. Thank you for our quiet time at Timberwolf, and thank you for the prayers. And I have my dog, who never fails to make me smile. J.K. Rowling once said, "Failure gave me an inner security that I have never attained by passing examinations. Failure taught me things about myself that I could have not learned any other way. Such knowledge is a true gift for all that is painfully won, and it has been worth to me more than any qualification I've ever earned." In the face of all that has been thrown at me, I am here, I'm alive, in front of you all, breathing, I have hit rock bottom and used that foundation to build myself back up again. We have all been in the dark and found the light, and it may not mean much coming from me, but I am so very proud of every single one of you for making it to this moment. I wish you all the best in the years to come. Please do not be afraid to fail. Remember these words. Thank you for your years of friendship, support, laughs, and memories.
Action.
Okay, so I'm going to be structuring my whole speech around some inspirational Drake quotes. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it. We've made it through a lot of stressful nights of staying up late and trying to finish a bunch of papers the day before the last day of school.
Why are you looking at me?
We have really made it through a lot. So despite all these things that may have made our time at Holland High School seem pretty long, our time together has really flown by. It seems like just yesterday, there was a fight going on in the 8th grade lunch outside, and Mr. Sighthamel jumped over a fence with an apple in his mouth to separate a fight. Or the time Miss Busker accidentally wrote on one of these screens, freaked out, started running around the classroom, and broke her ankle. However, this is not a time not just for reminiscing, but for reflecting. You see, high school was full of a lot of have-tos. For example, I had to write my paper for Mr. Sighthamel last night. We had to show up to school every day, or we would get a letter home about that we were going to lose credit if we have more than 15 excused absences. We must reflect on how we let these have-tos dictate our last 4 years, the last 4 years of our lives. Because next year we won't have these have-tos, and people we have to do them for. Next year we're going to have to want to. We're going to have to want to wake up for those 8 a.m. classes because no one's going to hold you accountable if you're not there. You're going to have to want to study for those tests and those finals, even when there's no one there to hold you accountable. So we all have to kind of set a vision and set a goal and find something to work towards. We should all find something we're passionate about to work towards so that you put all your energy towards that one thing and it'll open up so many more opportunities along the way. Most importantly, whatever you do next, make sure that you do it for yourself. You have already proved to the countless people around you, to your classmates and to your teachers, that you can do it. You've made it this far. Now it's time to prove to yourself that you can keep going and achieve even more. So once again, class of 2016, we did it, but we are far from finished.
As I stand up here today, before all of my fellow classmates, I can't help but feel like Gabriela Montez on High School Musical. Not because I spent my high school days watching people dance in the halls and scream, "What time is it?" when summer started. Don't get me wrong, these past few years have definitely been a musical for me, just not in the way you may think. My struggle throughout high school has been depression and anxiety, and I'm not here to try and make you feel bad for me or to make myself feel better or anything. I'm here to tell you how one thing got me through it all, and is still working hard at me, and that is music. Music brought me to the absolute climax of my freshman year. It was October, and my new phase of life has just started. But one person, one musician, changed the way I saw my struggle for identity. Snicker all you want, or whatever, but her name is Demi Lovato. If it were not for her music grabbing my attention and her story being so raw and vulnerable, I would never seek the help I needed. Not many people imagine spending their time as a 14-year-old in a rehab facility, but that was me. I don't know if that makes me unique or sad, or maybe it's irrelevant, but what I do know is one artist changed my life that year. Her collection of songs proved to me that I'm unbroken, and I can be any type of skyscraper that I choose. Moving on to sophomore year, this was the beginning of me learning to live to love music the way I did before my depression had attacked me. I was introduced to pop perfection, music that I have heard so many times before, but never realized how sweet it sounded coming from my speakers or being sung in the shower. My inner pop princess took control, and I could not get enough of Katy Perry. Now, she was pretty scandalous where I went to school, with her whole bikini top, Daisy Duke act going on, but I think that's what made me love her even more. We all have a desire for worldly things, and I was so afraid to open up to that desire before. But with songs like Who Am I Living For and Last Friday Night, I rejoiced in being human for once, not being ashamed of not always wanting to be perfect. Now, junior year, that was something. That was when I found my Troy Bolton. His name was Justin Timberlake. And it was then, while listening to the 2020 Experience on repeat, that I realized I would do anything and go anywhere to have that experience. I sat in the nosebleed of all nosebleed sections on Justin's 2020 Experience tour. He was the size of a pea. But believe me, it was the night of a lifetime, and he truly brought sexy back. Senior year was a bit different for me. I switched schools and I had to start all over in the very town I had grown up in, right down the street from where I was bullied and heartbroken. The only thing that got me through this year was me faking it until I made it. I had to be strong and fierce, and what a better person to inspire me than the one and only Beyonce. She is truly a queen. And every day, when it felt like I just couldn't make it to the end, I kept one thing in mind. I am a diva. And I'm gonna keep running because a winner don't quit on themselves. My freedom is in my hands, and I can do whatever I want with it. Because I'm a girl who can run this world. And that was way too many Beyonce puns at once, but just like her, I can do whatever I want, as long as I believe in myself. I don't know where I'm going with my life, where I'm going to live, or what I'm going to do, but I know that I love music more than anything. I love the idea of singing for the rest of my life, and I can't imagine going through it without my own special soundtrack. Songs to inspire, to love, and to just have fun with. My High School Musical has ended, but I will forever sing on.
Good morning, class of 2016. My name is Cariana Alvarado, or to many, I'm Jerry, I'm Carrie, I'm scary, I'm Kiwi, and most importantly of all, I'm a good friend to you all.
Care Bear.
And I'm Care Bear too. I can't believe that this day has finally come. It seemed so long ago that I was in middle school and in elementary, hoping that I would just be able to get through the day. But regardless of it all, we are here together, one way or another, and we have all graduated. I know we may not have had classes together, but I would like to say that I thank you all. Thank you for filling the halls with laughter, with good times, and most of all, for being a good classmate. Some key points I would like to make, and hopefully not repetitive advice, are the following. Please be good to your teachers. They are your friends. Regardless of how mean they may sound, they are trying to look out for you. Also, in case something happens, they will always be able to put in excuse absence when you don't want to attend class. Grades are not the only thing that matter in life. I know that we all want that A, we all want that 4.0 or above it, but I want you to know that effort is always going to be greater. A B that is well earned will always be greater than an A. I know this time feels eternal, in all the bad and in the good ways. I know there are days where we wanted to quit, and I know there were days that we didn't want high school to end. Remember, it is not eternal, but it's always forever in remembrance. Please thank all of those that have made the impact and have gotten you here. Whether they be friends from 3rd grade or friends that you've met this year, I hope you remember them fondly. Regardless of where you are going to be, please remember you will always have a place here at Holland and in my heart. A teacher once told me, always look out for number 1. And I don't want this to be conceited, but I want you to be able to take care of yourselves in the future and to always look out for one another. F. Gus Fitzgerald once wrote a book named Benjamin Button.